this is a map, unlike Icebox, where on the defense, you can get a lot more aggressive on the extremities or the middle of the map. It's your choice.
And I believe Fnatic do have for their attack defense win rate, their percentage for attack is better, so this feels great for them. And I love the fact that a lot of teams are doing it, and we haven't mentioned it though. The Sky and the Sages coming back into the mix. We don't talk about resetting the entire composition that much. And that's exactly what those two can offer, especially when you're going up against damaging things like Hot Hands, Shazam coming in with Shock Bolts, and Tens hitting people with darts from far away. You can recoup that health, and Fnatic can reset. It's one of the biggest strats that they have, and looks like they're actually just going to go pull the trigger on a C here, lofting a digital molly over the top.
Yeah, fast CT coming through, so it's retake territory already, coming in for Sentinels. There's all the utilities used to grab this spy plant. Dapper will be taking down the wall. They're going to be pretty cautious here in how they try to make the attack. Durkit up close and personal with that frenzy, trying to deal with Sig. Oh, great bounce comes through from Shazam. The shocked up will do the damage needed, as now backside is under contestation as Sentinels looking to win that control at the back, and they're going to win every frag as well. So that is what you want to see if you are a Sentinels fan. It's something that is quite difficult sometimes to get those retakes working. You really have to get the timings right, and you have to kind of work on those positions and make sure that you get them all at the same time. There's a lot of moving pieces there, but Sentinels really made it all connect.
It felt a bit scattered there as Fnatic was in the site. Not too much positioning to make things happen, but knowing there's an Astra on the other side, you cannot just put everyone long C. So the way Sentinels didn't show much means they had all the utility to come in. They didn't actually, Fnatic didn't know where they could set up, because where Sentinels was going to use their utility was unknown. So it looked a bit scattered for Fnatic there, but really it was Sentinels info denying before they used all their utility.
Great shot of the gravity wall there as well. The timing to push him whilst that was active is huge. And we're going to see now the Fnatic squad, spreading out a little bit. A lot of presence towards Garage and C Long. Looking actually like they want to go just for a straight C split here. Durkit actually takes down Dapper at the back of C. That's a huge win. It's up to Zombs to do the damage now. With the Spectre, he's going to get absolutely nothing. And Fnatic, they've absolutely crippled Sentinels early on in this round.
Love the guiding light coming through there. The fake on quite a few of them. And the buy again. Fnatic always will go for that buy. We don't see a Marshall this time because it was everybody in the cavalry moving up. Now they encroach on the rest of the map. And you have to expect this. Fnatic will, most of the time we've seen them pressure the same site a few times, get a gauge, get a read on everything, and then start to create a new precedent. And then one of the rounds, somebody's going to push out mid, or somebody will do something alone as opposed to what they were doing as a team previously. That's my prediction for Fnatic here as we continue to move forward. Again, we go 1-1 in our first 2 rounds. At this point on Icebox, we had dueling Blade Storm, so things are paced a little bit here, but it's still going to be a great match.
Yeah, it's always nice to get the Prime Gaming flawless. Nothing, I don't think there was any damage at all, really, onto a single player for Fnatic. They really did a good job.
Pull, shoot. Woo!
It must be fantastic playing with Boaster. What an unending source of energy he must be on the team.
It is a vibe for sure. The man himself. Always great to watch the excitement he's putting out. You can feel it for sure. So we start this round. Ultimate Orbs, not too much of a focus. We do have a bit of a play over towards C here. And it looks like they're just going to keep walking through. Sick feels like there's going to be a bit of pressure. Garage will also be take 3-2 split from Fnatic.
And Durkit just straight through that, dashing forwards as once again they go for the C-Long control. It's quite a brawl, but again, not too much to work with the Sentinels except these pistols. So not actually the worst result in the world here. Shazam going to try to bank that shock dart off onto the default spot. Not going to catch that though, as really it's a case of, can we find any weapons? Can we get any additional damage? Durkit's up close. Tens, we've all seen what he can do here. Durkit's going to respect it, dashing away, re-engaging towards Logs, and Tens will go down as well. And that is Fnatic coming away with the round. They do lose 3 players, but that is still quite okay given the money situation that they're in.
Yeah, and the question is, do they keep sending a message, Dan? right? These rounds were super aggressive coming in from Fnatic here. And we know they can play that way, but usually it's the information grab from Boaster, the move around the map. And we also see them trending a little bit more towards Astra after the press conference. He is saying, yeah, Brim works for us. And they do now thread in both to their compositions with having Brim still around bind and whatnot. But here we see the play again towards Long C. If that's an ult or a grab or not, Bladestorm is up right now for Durka. We'll see where he can use that or get taken down by TenZ with the jet-on-jet action.
Yeah, fantastic win early on, taking down Durka. And TenZ is actually going to reposition towards A long, so he's going to be pushing that slowly but surely. At the same time, Sentinels are starting to feel some of that pressure towards C and Garage once again. It's been a favorite here for Fnatic. They are really trying to condition Sentinels to expect this. Nice flash around the side from Sick. Another one coming through, perhaps. They're trying to slow things down. Seeker's making their way through as well. Desperately trying to hold on to backside. It's a huge position for Sentinels to keep hold of to make sure they win this round.
They're sharing the same spot. Who's going to pay rent, Dan? That's the question. It's coming up now. Shazam with a few shots, and they start to trade.
Really forced to take the fights here at this point. There's players all over the place. Doma able to take down Zoms. And TenZ comes in from the flank now. This could be the play to end things. Fantastic control from him. Takes down Mystic, and it's too easy for Dapper to take down the retreating Doma. And that's going to be Sentinels locking it in.
2-2 as we head to round 5 again. Punch for punch between both of these teams. And it has been setting the pressure. We said Fnatic will have to look to set the tone here, coming in on attack once again. Bring a little momentum even from the last map with it in favor of Sentinels. And now as they start to come back, this will be another win coming in favor of, Sentinels. If they can get it, the money will be all right. Fnatic doing what they can here off of that one to really keep their economy good here. Things can get poor for both teams if this round goes wrong.
Oh, interesting early presence on A, but actually Sentinels calling the bluff. They're spotting it, and they don't see anything A lobby. Instead, it's once again this push around to what feels like Garage, but Fnatic mixing things up here, making play towards middle. It's certainly going to be understood at this point. Completely open, of course. Fnatic looking to set themselves up. It can be hard to play post-plant on this B site, though, so we'll have to see what Sentinels will do in response to this, Rib.
Spam from lower. I wonder when B would come into the mix. Mystic goes down. Hunter's Fury comes across. And they're going to look to plan again. Durka now focused on that as the rest of the team is focused on the angles. And a nice hold from Magnum. He's in mid. They're kind of trying to organize how they want to play this. Because two members of Sentinels are on each side of B.
Yeah, the A-Link, C-Link split through to the sites. Fnatic playing quite a few players on the sites. This actually might be quite helpful for Fnatic's chances to hold this. Here comes the first swing. There's no trade, though, at all. Well, eventually TenZ will find it. In fact, he gets Boaster as well up on top of the structure. We'll see what else TenZ can find here as he looms above. Ever dangerous. Doma takes down absolutely everybody except TenZ. Can he find him? No. TenZ from above, able to take down Doma, the last player standing. And that's the defuse in, well, I was going to say the nick of time. In fact, there was plenty of time there for TenZ. And that's a 3-2 finish.
The retakes are so scary. And again, that looked like a bit of a flustered hold. 3 people on the front. Magnum actually left his position and window to pull up. And it's because once you're smoked out on mid, it's actually so hard to regain that position back and just fire through at somebody defusing the spike. So here, it gets really clustered inside B, even with the forward plant, right? Even with the plant for someone in window, Fnatic weren't playing for that. And it seems like they're getting sorted now by Sentinels on that retake. It is only 1 round there. We'll see if Sentinels can keep up that pace in the retakes.
And once again, we get that opening kill from TenZ, just controlling the A side of the map really effectively. That's a huge problem for Fnatic to have to find some kind of solution for. It can't be that TenZ is able to just win control there so easily every round. Yeah. And, I mean, there's lots of time left, but at this point, there's certainly a lot to be done here for Fnatic. Looking to take this Garage control. There is that tripwire there. That's going to alert Sentinels as to what's going on. Oh, I love this from Sig. Looking to find a timing on the C long push. He's also able to get lots of info, because if it was going to be a C play, then Sick would probably spot players here. So this tells Sentinels so very much about the rotations here for Fnatic and where they are going.
Playing for quick hits as it comes into A here. They're going to be in pretty precarious positions on the side of Sentinels as this A hit comes in. That's going to be the peak from TenZ though. And this looks like it'll be a committal, Dan.
Yeah, they have that lockdown coming through as well, and Zoms is going to try to get their kill. Nice snap from Zoms! He might be able to get out of there in time as well. You can see the pursuit is in, but indeed, Zoms has made it to safety. That's a beautiful play from him, and that will give Sentinels the advantage. There goes the Cosmic Divide. Dapper straight through the window. No fear from him, leaving Boaster on the flank, and they know where Boaster is. Or they have a good idea because they spotted him just previously around that B position. And Boaster, there's no time for him to do anything else. Sentinels, fantastic result from them, 4-2. It was almost a great recovery from Fnatic that had all the makings of a comeback in the late round, but didn't come to fruition.
And Sentinels just aren't biting on a lot of these moves. They're ready for a few people to hold. They'll take some shots, and before one of them goes down, they'll usually grab a few. We see TenZ grabbing a few, goes down. And what Fnatic was doing yesterday to find their round wins on Haven attack was really stretch out what they were finding in information, then be able to move to the other side of the map and power in numbers any spike site. Here, you have TenZ and you have just a few holding the site, so Fnatic can't get their plays to result in a win.
And I just love the sense that Sentinels had Sick pushing down C long in that last round. I think it was just such a strong move.
Yep.
Just to stay ahead on the information game, always important. And Fnatic looking once again to go for the C splits. Looking for that early information, sending out the Hound. And Sentinels, they're in position to hold back site again. Again, this is such a crucial position to hold. 6 up on the platform. Fantastic work from Sentinels. They are dropping Fnatic members with ease at this point. Only 2 remaining at this moment. The Seekers will go out. Boaster on the flank, but TenZ with the daggers is lethal.
So for that round, Dan, I look at how long Fnatic was there at long C. That one ult point that we did see Mystic get to bring up Seekers was standing next to them the whole time, making what that engage would have been so much stronger. Instead of filing in with a few angle shots, you know, Dapper finds you, a few more find you, TenZ hits you, and then not having the Seekers for the take, but the Seekers for the mid part of the execution. So I feel like the ult orb can be focused more there at long. They have the Astra for the fake. The gate's already being used for Dapper on defense, so the time is there. Maybe a little more ult orb focus can really bring those plays to fruition here for Fnatic. 5-2 as we come into round 8. And it looks like Sentinels are feeling good with their positioning and maybe even aggression here from Sick.
Yeah, the hot hands will slow things down a lot. Right now, Fnatic have to go fast, but the utility is really holding them at bay, and the rotation is going to come through. The dash from Dirk is in, but he gets taken down again. Reinforcements is already here. The cavalry have arrived, and it wasn't even necessary. Great hold coming through from Sentinels. I think as soon as they spotted that gravity well, they knew exactly that it was a fast play, and that all they had to do was just delay, and they would be in an advantage.
Quick call from Sick there as he holds with the hot hands too, so they back up. And it looks like we may have a quick pause coming through for the moment as we see what's going down. Maybe just a quick pause for team pause, rather. I think just usually the smoke clouds are something that makes it harder to control the site, but TenZ is just making his own playground in there, Dan.
Yeah, and he's really been making the A side of the map his playground. I think one of the things that for me is an issue for Fnatic is the ease at which TenZ has been making plays and just holding on to the A short and A long positions. We haven't really seen, I feel like, Fnatic gaining A lobby control, forcing the defenders on A to kind of fall all the way back onto site, and then making them scared to go aggressive again. We're actually seeing that Fnatic kind of just give it up fairly easily, and Sentinels have been taking advantage. And that can be okay that Fnatic give it up easily, but in the case of how Sentinels are responding, that's not working out for Fnatic. Sentinels are getting more information, and they look really confident on their retakes on C, especially, and also B. So feels like we need to see Fnatic really winning more control on the A side of the map in the LED.
Absolutely. And you look at the economy, a good time to talk about it, the pause and the score lineup. With the amount of rounds lost, I mean, after 3 rounds lost, you're getting 2,900. That's the max. So if Fnatic lose again, add 2,900 to those credit scores, right? Only 3,000 for Durka, the guy that kind of wants an op. 3,400 for Mystic, not a full buy. So you can see how strong or how hard this is getting, especially when they're not really even chipping away at what Sentinels has in the bank. Sentinels are getting 3,000 for a win, and if they lose one round, on top of those credits you see on the right, they'll get 1,900 credits. So still a buy for a few, an easy drop for Dapper onto 10 since he's been buying out onto operators. They're very set on econ. So the way Sentinels has been going forward is also set up to, if Fnatic pull a few rounds in, they'll have the economy. So a lot more happening than just them shooting each other at this point here, 9 rounds in, and we'll see how that econ plays out here. The gun round that could really matter to get some rounds back for Fnatic, or do more go in the favor of Sentinels.
Yeah, and once again we actually see Fnatic with some early presence on A, just with utility, but just falling off immediately. And it looks like he might actually have Sick pushing A short here, so difference there. And 10's up on the structure. Durka's going to walk straight into his crosshairs. And the C split once again seems to be the order of the day here for Fnatic. Down a man, but if they're able to get in against Dapper, they might be in for some good times. Dapper gets concussed, he's in trouble. There comes the Cloudburst to keep him away from harm's way just for the moment, but Fnatic seem to win every battle, and they have the site.
Player standing.
What a much needed round, and the way they're performing it as well, happening beautifully, only losing Durka, and they'll be able to get much needed econ throughout that. A great play as well. A lot of the plays have been fast. They're sticking to that. They're trusting each other's shots and confidence on the commitment of these executions. A lot of times, if you're not, your teammates are checking second angles. You're not where you're looking where you're supposed to be, but these are getting cleaner and cleaner from Fnatic as they seem to shake off a bit of the rust of what was maybe in their minds from game 1 here. They're getting real focused now.
Yeah, great timing from Fnatic on the 2 defenders at the back of the C site. And we'll see if there's any changes here now. From Sentinel's side of things, they may opt to try to mix things up a little bit. We get the knives coming out from Durka. Tens is in a forward position and a short. This is dangerous. Able to take down the Hound as he falls back. And, oh, just barely escaping. Down to 50 health. One more knife would have done it. But Tens still lives. And Fnatic, forcing some respect here because, you know, there's 3 players towards A at the moment. Tens is going for the big rotation towards C, it seems. Although he seems unsure, actually, going back and forth. So that just tells you the fact that Tens is going back and forth like that on the minimap suggests that Sentinels really don't know at this point whether it's rotation or whether they're going to recommit to A.
Kind of either timing the lean or committing him to 1. So they commit him to 1, and they time the lean now for everybody else here. What information is being grabbed that lets them know? They do hear Killjoy. And I think that's what in Garage starts to pull everybody over. The divide plus Killjoy sound, and now they're like, wait, nothing's happening yet. What a strat from Fnatic. Completely routing Sentinels, but Sentinels as well feel like they are a retake team. We know this, we see this, and still feel comfortable in this situation. Let's see how both teams play it with 5 up.
Spike planted.
And back them, can't take down Zombs. That's a big problem. Mystic on the site, it's got a lot to do. Able to take down Tens from up high, but there's so many players. The flash comes through, nowhere to work off. In the corner, burning in the hot hands. Mystic still alive somehow. Doma keeps him alive for a moment longer. Into a 2 versus 2 here. Fnatic, they pick up the res. Doma is doing more with Mystic. Oh my god, Fnatic, that's so incredible from them. How on earth they managed to pull that one off, I will never understand, but it was beautiful. That is to be sure.
You look at Doma, Dan, the sneaky res bait. In that moment of chaos, you want to win the round, and you hear that res and think, oh, I can peek out. And then realize what the situation is. The other team is not actually in much chaos as you thought. They're ready to play off the res. Doma with the big head play there to bring up a teammate, save that teammate, and capitalize on the round for Fnatic. That whole round from Fnatic looked really good, and it's what they needed to start getting back in this. Let's see if they can do it again, as Sentinels are starting to get on those shaky buys. But it is a Blade Storm here for Tens to make sure it all works.
Oof, Tens has got a really poor position, so they could actually just fall all the way back if they wanted to off of that A side completely. The drone will come through though. Again, it could serve as bait for TenZ.
I've got your trail.
Will they check for this? Get a lot of aggression in the mid position as well. He's able to pick himself up. A kill on the weapon. Zom's backside on B, still causing problems, spamming through the Astra smoke. Is able to take down at least one. In comes the Hunter's Fury as well to add insult to injury from the hands of Shazam as Mystic goes up close, wants to get the punish. Oh, that's the jump right click from TenZ to deal with Mystic. And now it's down to Bosa, and he is in a world of hurt here. He is very far away from that spike as well. There we go. Sentinels, 7 rounds against Fnatic's 4. Looking great in this first half.
Last round in the half.
And the pressure, of one match in their favor. Still a lot of game to go here in the second one. Here, a little result of aiming at someone that's not looking at you. We've all been there. Still capitalizes on the kill. Dapper onto Doma, and then these trades as well. The fast play. As you see that neural uplink come up, the instant blink, the instant bye-bye. And Dapper sets up for the last kill. And that was a fast one from Fnatic. They kind of went away from what they've been doing, hit B as quick as possible, and the setup just wasn't there right away. If they found Zom sooner, I think we would have seen a much different play, but somehow Zom's kept himself alive and spamming there.
I was about to ask the question if they know about Durka, but there is a drone coming forward. TenZ will get spotted. He has to dash away. Ooh, great timing from Bosta. Takes down Sig. Huge opportunity because right now Fnatic are not committed one way or the other. They have a minute to play with. Deep position from Bosta. We'll see what he can do as he's against Dapper. The spray through is good for Dapper. That's going to even things up, 4 versus 4. And looks like Fnatic, they are going to commit onto this A site.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's rare you see garage play. There has to be a play off the ball here. It's the A play for Fnatic. 1 minute left in the round. Cosmic Divide comes up. And we're going to see how it's going to be worked here. Up over. Doma wants to get a little 5-head play going up, so they got different angles they're entering the site at, and it only works for a few. Sentinels will find that one. They seem impenetrable at this point, Dan, as it is now first half 8-4 in favor of Sentinels. They are now on attack.
Yeah, such a great half from them. And, Fnatic definitely struggled with TenZ. I think early on it's fair to say TenZ did a lot of great damage around the A short and A long positions. It seemed like, generally speaking, that was a sanctuary for the Sentinels team. Nothing really, they always look quite confident there. They deflected a lot of pushes.
Yeah.
It was the C splits where Fnatic were winning their rounds. And as we switch halves here, it could be a very different story.
And we talked about coming in, with their small stylistic differences in agent pools and metas that they run in single duelist and double duelist and a bit of util, and also how they kind of play towards being very, very strategic minded, just a thinking man's game. We said that Sentinels would be able to beat Fnatic if one player was kind of able to pop off and pull Fnatic out of that structure they like to play in. Here we got a little bit of that out of TenZ as he was pushing forward on defense. Now it could be even more effective on offense, but Fnatic wants to start off strong Magnum with the Frenzy to get that first frag on the board.
Dirk is on the chase here in window. There goes the flash from Sky to give him an assist. Dapper's able to escape though, and Bosa's coming for him as well. Dapper is just so slippery at the moment. He's got 4 players on him at the moment, so he's eventually going to go down. And in the meantime, his teammates, all 3 of them, have made their way through B into the A site for A plants. It's going to be a difficult hold against 5 players, but they at least do have the opportunity to do so. And they're going to hear the thunderfooting of the entire Fnatic roster coming up the A long and A short positions. Oh, this is going to be a tough hold. Zoms has that frenzy. There we go. Picks up 1. A second one coming through from Zoms, and that might make the difference. 2v2 now. Shazam picks up another. It's up to Zoms to finish it off. He's got 22 health. He is extremely weak. Mystic has to try to bait him out, but Zoms is not falling for it. He is not going to call this at all. He's going to just force the stick. Such a great play from Zoms. Now just jiggling, but has he done enough?
Beautiful.
He hasn't done enough. Mystic, beautiful indeed. And Fnatic will barely clinch that pistol. My goodness.
Smart play by Mystic. I think as you dig deep into that one and look at the small things, there's probably knowledge in the round. That was a frenzy he was fighting against. versus a Ghost. You can go to half. Just the calmness he was able to play that with, if we're really thinking about what Mystic was thinking. He probably wasn't afraid. He's like, oh, there's a Frenzy on the other side. Yeah, he might dink me, but I'm just going to be able to do this. Boom.
Whoa.
It is close, but he had the upper hand a lot of ways there, and Mystic played it very smart.
Yeah, Mystic's been coming up huge in some of these clutch moments in this series so far, and that is just one more, and back into it we go. And looks like Tens is trying to get some love with that Sheriff as he pushes towards the B site. And we know how much he can do with that.
Oh,
Okay.
you were saying?
Yeah, he's got that Marshall on the go. We saw it on Icebox, didn't get too much with it, but this time is different. He's looking at the spike too, so he's just going to stare at that because that is key information. And you can see the Asher Smoke comes forth to allow a pickup. Actually recalls the star.
Yeah. Quick recall, little play, a little tag, maybe one more, goes for the dash. A little flashy play as they trade damage, both down to about 40 and 24 HP for Tens. It looks like they might want to be. Is this the run in, slam the spike B, and run out to go flank from every other position? Here comes Dapper, and he does have it in hand. They get the mollies out early from Killjoy, so this might work if they get the smokes down in the plant. Whoops.
The Sheriffs are starting to do some damage, 3v3 now, as Doma looks to go close, but how much does he want to risk? They're going to swing for this one against Doma. Oh, tries to wait from the flash, able to make it work, though, with the help of Mystic. That was extremely scary. I have to say, I actually love what Sentinels did there instead of trying to plant the spike, which was guaranteed, and I think they know it. They were like all just swinging on that one player. That was really smart.
Yeah. Doma, nice job cutting the angle. Mystic, a great job as well coming around as they figured out what Sentinels is doing. I love when teams will delay a little bit, right? You saw Shazam run all the way to the back, and you're like, well, maybe this makes Fnatic peak a little bit more because they're rushed. But Fnatic are reading the game very well right now. They're not going to get in there before they have to. They want to see everything about the big picture before they execute. And there, the big picture came to them as the strat was to encroach forward more for Sentinels. Here we got a little bit of C-Love starting off. We are 8-6 as we head to round 15. Fnatic are picking it up.
Yeah, they definitely are. This is great for them. Sentinels, after showing that initial presence, will be rotating back. And there's just so many options for them in the mid-round.
Consideration for pushes. You can see Sentinels are like, we haven't cleared this yet. So playing very aware of what could happen.
Fnatic might be looking to get some information around this timing. You can see Magden might be thinking about it. They've got a couple players do Fnatic in the garage position. They also are pushing C-Long at the same time. Boaster sees a player. So information now. And Sentinels will work their way towards that B site. Then go the Astra Smokes. Tens is back site. Tens actually has the spike. It's going to be finally planting that one on the left side.
Spike planted.
It's a scary stuff, I've got to say, Rib. 5v5 retake.
This is so absurd to see actually on a B take. Everybody on the outside, they're leaving it to the last moment, so the utility use has to be super impactful. Running in, Durka gets Tens, and that's going to be the start.
Oh, this is a problem for Sentinels right now. The defuse is coming through, the stick is coming through, it's almost there. Oh my god, the spray is going to do it! And it's... Oh no, it's basically a mausoleum on the site there. It's all the bodies in one place. Sick. Coming in quite clutch there. That actually, I thought for sure they were going to actually get the stick there. Looks very close.
Yeah. Oh my word. I mean, it's what you got to try, right? One of the dangerous things about Sentinels, we talk about all the time, is their ability to retake. That happens in two phases of the game. When you're on defense and for your post plant. So for 5 Sentinels to be alive at the end of their post plant is still very scary. You're getting the full package coming through, and they know how to do it very well. So they play their game, retake it is after a plant, and Sentinels have control in that way if they keep getting to these sites.
Oh, this is very scary. They could be walking straight into Durka here with those knives. Oh, guess one! Tens is down.
Great
Durka,
shots.
Another one coming through the updraft, looking to find additional damage out of those knives. He might just do it. Out comes the Marshal. But he's done enough. He has done enough for the team. Fnatic, 4 versus 2. Are in a great position now. Mystic has that forward position in window as well, so able to keep track of his opponents, but that cam is going to force him back, the tag. And they're making the run, Riff. They're making the run away.
Oh. Try to meet. Doma knows that was a little late, so they are into sight. Trailblazer's going to give him a little bit more info. I don't know if anybody plays under hell on this one, but it's going to be the 4v2 spike plant here for Dapper and Shazam. Fnatic looking to grab this one back to bring the rounds even closer.
30 seconds left.
And here comes Magnum to make matters worse.
Ooh.
Lovely stuff. You can see the gravity well completely destroyed everything there. They needed to get the spike down to that precise timing. And that gravity well allowed them to come out of the choke points.
Tens versus Durka. I love it. I love it right now. Little jet on jet action. We're seeing the 2 highlight players here that kind of are known come in. Everybody's good on these teams. We know that. But it's always good to see those 2 get a little rivalry going here if they're able to produce it within the matches. Our second map here in the series. This is, remember, one needs for Fnatic to keep themselves here in the upper bracket, to keep themselves in this best of 3 with Sentinels. Sentinels grabbing map 1. And we are going to get a quick tech pause here. How you feeling, Dan?
Feeling good. I think this is a great matchup so far. I think, as you highlighted, it's a very scary prospect, that lower bracket. I feel like both of these teams are going to want to, of course, avoid that. Captain Obvious statement, but it is going to be quite the gauntlet.
I mean, can you imagine Liquid and Fnatic down there if it happens? Woo!
Yeah, for sure. And, that might, cause some problems for those people that wanted that Liquid Fnatic finals.
Yeah.
But I think Sentinels, for many, were the favorite of this tournament. They're off to a good start so far. I mean, this series, though, with that said, we're only 1 map down, and the second map could certainly turn around into Fnatic's favor. And it's hard to know in Valorant. It really is until the match is over. We've already had some fantastic overtimes here today. In the, thrilling Liquid V1 match, for example, that was pretty insane. Would love to get some overtime action here too.
Yeah, exactly. It puts you in a different mindset of how you have to play the game. Usually you don't get too many naked ups and no armor ups as the price was brought up. So everybody plays down to rifles, maybe something we haven't been seeing throughout the match. And usually it's that kind of one and done strat. You might have your penalty shot for overtime, to make sure you get that round. We are into round 17 right now. Mystic with Seekers up, Sentinels, Hunter's Fury, Bladestorm, and Cosmic Divide. You do have lockdown from Magnum on deck. Is he in a position to grab that? No, they're at Garage. And it looks like it might be a little bit of love for the long A side here as we see the Astras orbs from Zombs going down. Stars, rather.
Yeah, Sentinels, what is the play here? They've got that early control around A lobby. Pushing through down the smoke to A long. Whoa, with the aggression from Garage, that early information. Sentinels might actually just want to commit here, especially after deflecting that early aggression. Sentinels could even actually cut noise even longer, but they're going to contact in. I love this. Ten's making his way forward with the knives. There goes the updraft as he tries to get the entries. The right click misses from Tens, and Fnatic are defending this one. Uh-oh, this is a problem. That's the spike now down on the ground on the long ramp, and Fnatic are just pulling Sentinels apart piece by piece for the Prime Gaming flawless.
Ice cold from Doma. The Hunter's Fury ripping through him, a jet flying over his head, does not matter. Hits the shot spot on, makes it out alive, assessing every threat, and the Prime Gaming flawless. What a play. Both teams as well. The execution was there from Sentinels, but thwarted. Whoop, little sidestep jump out by Fnatic.
And it would be such a different round, I think, if Tens picks up that kill. So such a crucial moment in that round. And that's Fnatic 8 now, just 1 round the deficit against Sentinels in this second half.
Spike's down here, Dan. Looks like a slower round as that gets picked up on the side for Shazam. They're still back by T-Hall as they're splitting the map ever so slowly. And Six actually going to put a little pressure Garage. They're going to say, yeah, we're doing this. It's an eco round. We want to see how you react. It looks like Fnatic wants to turtle a little bit here, read the play more, and they'll give up C for now, saying, yeah, they're going to rush it. A good chance one of us goes down for a one and done. Let's make it a better play. And the sneaky Sick comes up big with the first blood.
Yeah, they had absolutely no idea. That's such a big kill to get. Bosa would be such an issue on the retake, but now he's out of the equation entirely thanks to Sick. And they can get that spike planted, and that is exactly what they're going to do. An open plant. Not much util remaining, though, for Sentinels. That might be an advantage here. Cosmic Divide does come through. There's a res as well used by Fnatic to get Bosa back in. Oh, this is going to be
Dapper
tough.
here. Dapper with a big flank as they start this, Dan. Side entry starting.
We'll see what he's able to do. His timing might be a little bit off. He's quite far back at this point. The spike is already being diffused here by Fnatic. Ten's able to find the headshot onto Durka. The pressure is coming through, though. Still a problem. That spike keeps getting restarted on the defuse. Doma has to stick it, but Tens nails Doma with that Marshall at distance. Great round from Sentinels. Oof, that was a close one. After the res and the Cosmic Divide, I just had no idea who was going to come out ahead on that one. The flash is flying through it. But this was fantastic from Sick. You know, there's a few ways they could have played this position once he gets it. He knows at that point, oh my god, I can't believe what we're seeing here from Tens. But after you get that forward position on Sick, you can either try to bait rotations into him. Woo! Oh my god, it's just disgusting, isn't it? Or you can try to wait to see if they're going to recheck it. And we're straight back into the action here, Riv.
Dan, I'm not sure how something just came across my mind, but remind me in just a second as we get through this round. Shazam starting off there big, and it looks like that is going to cause a pause for Fnatic here as they slowly play this. Durka loves short. He loves short A. This is his vibe spot, and it's going to be a 1. It's going to be a 2 for Durka as he gets out.
Yeah, fantastic pickup. That's a spot that you can sometimes get massive value from. What a time to get it. Fnatic now might be finding their way onto the side just in the right moment. Bosa back sight. Does he know someone's already ahead? Oh my god, the knives flying past Bosa, takes down Zoms, and there's Magnum for the assist. And it looks like that's a wrap. This could be a good time for the mental note for you, Riv, to remind yourself.
It actually is, because we're looking at Shazam. The mental note is about the Sova. As Shazam plays this out, let's talk about what happened in the previous half when Fnatic, okay, Shazam goes down. Fnatic was planning aggressively on sites. They planted on B, they planted on C, but they never went long. We just saw Sentinels have a strat where they went long and utilized this Sova to clear out any frags through the smokes. Without a Sova, without something to ping themselves back in, the plants we saw from Fnatic in the sites where they couldn't separate, they couldn't get out, that Sova would have been very big. So just a recall for last half. I said those were chaotic. It's kind of just because they didn't have the util to set up those post plants from far away. So seeing the Sova come in big, Sentinel's able to make use of that in rounds. But Fnatic there, shutting down Shazam to bring us almost to a tie here in map 2.
And Durka playing on top of the Radionite boxes this time around on C. He's done it a couple of times, trying to cause problems with the knives usually, but we'll get spotted out this time around. Heavy presence from Sentinels towards C long. Might be trying to contact through. It's always scary to do this. Sick in a position for the run it back if he chooses to go through all of this. And he could try to do that, and that's... All right, they're going to go with it. Straight in goes Sick with the run it back. The dash comes through as well. As Tens comes out, but he goes down. Zoms with the trade onto Durka. And Bosa. There's still players here for Fnatic causing problems on the site. There's so much work to be done here from Sentinels, and it looks like they may have done everything they need to at least get somewhere safe to plant this spike, but maybe no. There's no respite for Sentinels because Fnatic just don't stop the aggression.
Oh, no.
Sentinels lock it in, though.
The self-flash on the way in, that was still the peak from Mystic, not knowing Doma was just off the corner and that guiding light hit him, so a bit disjointed on the take. I mean, they had to go fast, right? It's part of the play. that brings itself out. But it's just Fnatic is really being stretched thin before they're getting to the spike site. Sentinels are doing a great job at winning the fights they need to win and really using the power in numbers with a little bit of utility to get themselves into these positions to be successful in the round. Plant money too coming in. They've been one of the biggest things is the way Sentinels has worked the econ game to allow themselves into these buys we've been seeing, right? A Marshall round to bring them back in just a few rounds ago.
I love this here from Durka, the walkout mids. Oh, it could be walking through a massive hole here. You can see Dapper is in position to try to cover for these eventualities, but it is a game of timing. Just holding position in window for the moment. Oh, Hunter's Fury absolutely nailing Doma in the A site. And that might be the opportunity now for Durka to get his flank on. But will he get there in time? Mystic with a nice hold, gets traded through, but still, it's about this flank from Durka. Can he activate this one? The knives are out. Sick doesn't know about it. There's the first kill. Able to dash away. Dapper can't plant the spike, and in from the back again. Durka comes through, opens it up for Magnum to lock it in.
Leaps himself off the top. Great landing. 10 out of 10. 11 to 10, though, is the scoreline. Fnatic clawing their way back and doing it with great rounds each time. And it is coming down to the last drop. We're seeing one person alive on each side, and sometimes it's a 2 or a 3K to get us there as these teams are literally pressuring each other to the last moment here. Round 22, 11 to 10, another map going punch for punch here once we get towards the end. And we're going to see how this one happens. You have the Zombs ult, Cosmic Divide on deck. Seekers are there for Mystic, and they use them right away. Push on C.
Great nanoswarm, that, just to delay and split up the efforts towards the A side. It's actually going to be just forced all the way through. Magnus through the window, the Seeker's going through else. Also, Durka escaping. And this is going to be interesting here because Sentinels, they have the A site, but the positioning all around the map here for Fnatic for the retake will be quite strong.
So this is the get out, play retake all over again. These strats have been so zany. I love what Fnatic just did there, trying to make a Sentinels play sweaty. Sentinels then really, you could see them rethinking how to play position. It looks like we're reset here for both sides, and Fnatic, the better off in this situation.
Yeah, they've also suggested that there could be a flank, but they're all combining their forces here in the front, in the window, through spawn. Tense has a lot of work on his hands here. He's not going to be able to deal any damage. It's up to Dapper there. Oh, no! What the hell was that from Dapper? Riv, that doesn't make sense. He is alone against 4 players, and he just nails every single one of them with the Phantom.
Yeah,
not necessarily the guy you expect it from on this team.
To the window. You could say to the wall, but yeah. And absolutely 4K instantly. And we say over and over again, anybody on these teams, Sentinel, Duelist, Controller, Initiator, can pop off. The skill is there. It's not about the agent. And we're seeing that here from both teams, Sentinels versus Fnatic. A possible final round in this best of 3.
Absolutely. My jaw is still just dropped on the floor from that one from Dapper. And indeed, Sentinels in such a strong position. They've got a huge weaponry advantage. It did trade out 1-for-1, though, so we'll see if Fnatic can work off of this situation. But normally, a situation like this is hugely beneficial for the attackers as they can spread the defense thin. And you can see that to counteract this, Fnatic are actually grouping up towards this A site. They're actually playing more of a retake gamble. And maybe this works out for them because we can see that Sentinels have set their sights on this A bomb site, in fact.
Playing it slow, a jump in Mystic. I mean, seeing that, Sentinel should be able to read that there are more there. Usually a jumper means they are guarded by someone else, so little tidbits of information they could use. Trailblazer comes out. Oh, one side's not watched, though.
Traded. It's a huge dash from Tens, but still alive here. For Boaster and Magnum, for Fnatic to keep their chances alive and prevent themselves going down to the lower bracket. Lots of work to be done, but it's a quick rotation from Sentinels towards this C site. You can see that very aggressive Cosmic Divide there, locking away spawn. Oh, Boaster's managed to pick himself up an upgrade, but this is just so difficult. Is Magnum going to make a solo play through this smoke?
He has to wait. They have to draw fake control here. Oh, he doesn't. They come in. So Boaster says, go off my plays. Go off these orbs. We have to be able to hit them and figure out where some are. So now Boaster gets that sentry information to where the players of Sentinels could be.
I know exactly where you are.
And there it is.